my question is, how can the gay and lesbian community take the NAACP serious when you engage or you are affiliated with people who still have homophobia within the organization?
I was going to wait to introduce him, but I'll let the current president now, Ben Jealous.
Thank you, Don. And you may have done so already, but even if you have, I think it's worth applauding again. Let's applaud Don for his courage.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Wanda.
Don, my adopted brother's gay, and having defended him my entire life growing up, from bullies and everything else, it would have made a big difference if there was somebody like you on TV for him to look up to. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The gay community should take us seriously as civil rights advocates who are committed to fairness for everyone, because in Coffee County, Georgia, when 4 young gay black men were attacked off of their campus by other black students for being gay, and their college threw them out because they were embarrassed that they were gay, threw out the victims, not the perpetrators. It was the NAACP that came to that college and said, this is unacceptable. You will accept them back in their dorms right now. Because in Newark, New Jersey, when 4 young black teens were killed by 2 Latinos, and the press wanted to make it a black and Latino thing, our folks stood up and said, well, there's something else going on here too. Almost all those kids were either gay or lesbian. And we don't care if they were killed because they were black or they were killed because they were LGBT. A hate crime is a hate crime. You should take us seriously because we are one of the architects, along with the Human Rights Campaign and the Matthew Shepard, James Byrd hate crimes bill. We waged that war for 10 years, and one of the few organizations that actually put out ads on that subject, spent millions of dollars on ads in Texas challenging George Bush for opposing it. Should take us seriously because here in California, we were the champions in the black community for Prop 8, as we were in Maine, as we were in Massachusetts, as we were in DC, and so on, Maryland, and so on and so forth. So to point to one state, to point to one board member, to suggest that for all the good that Reverend Ratliff does for our kids in so many other ways, we should exclude him because many disagree with him on one issue, is to both neglect the importance of having a fierce advocate for the inclusion of black people in a place like Iowa, which is a mean place to be black, let me tell you. And it's also to ignore the work done by courageous men and women in the name of the NAACP in many, many, many other states and on many, many, many other issues of key importance to the LGBT community. And we absolutely enforce what people say on behalf of the NAACP, but we can't enforce what they say on behalf of themselves as private citizens or as the pastor of their church or some other position that they hold. The reality is that debate is healthy, and you should be happy that I'm the president of the association, that Julian is our past chairman, that Rosalind Brock is our current chairman. And it pains me, as somebody who, again, who's been in this fight since they were a kid on a playground looking out for their adopted brother, that all I hear is the bad news. I hear all this banter about one board member over here, and there's no celebration of the good news, that I got to wake up as a black Californian and be told that black people are the reason that Prop 8 didn't pass when our percentage of the electorate is smaller than the margin by which it failed. All right? And I'm tired, quite frankly, of LGBT organizers who come to the black community late with an expectation and don't treat us with the respect that they treat every other community in showing up early, organizing hard, working late, building the relationships. Now, there are folks like the Courage Campaign who get it. There are folks like our friends at Marriage Equality who get it and who are investing more and more. But if folks really wanted to win on Prop 8, and I thought the black community was so important, then they should have been organizing early a lot sooner in the black community. And if they were so concerned as we are about being good friends, then they should have resisted the urge to scapegoat this community unfairly.
Tell me why you asked the question.
Well, having producing a web TV show about LGBT issues in the African American community, I was very aware of the fact that there are members of the board and people within the organization who have a deep hatred of gay and lesbian people. And so what a better time for the president, Jealous, to walk in and be seated there so I could ask that question to him directly. He got on the defensive, I believe. And it made him a little uncomfortable, but I think everybody understands the point. You know, he tried to say that, well, you know, he was representing National Organization of Marriage, that board member that made that comment that gay and lesbian people are trying to hijack the civil rights movement. But the reality is that he's a board member. I don't care where he's speaking at. And that means that he's always with the NAACP and always with that same attitude. And so I'm glad I got a chance to get that in.
And how did you feel about his response?
Again, I think he was very defensive. But I can understand where he's coming from because he's got to keep everybody happy. But there are members on the board who've been there since day one, and they still carry those attitudes. And like he said in an interview for a blog, he said there are some people in the organization that said, I didn't do all of that marching just so that gay men could sleep with each other. And the reality is that they want to make it about sex, but it's never about sex, it's about who we choose to love.